Karan? How would you describe him?
Karan, not entirely the same. I talked to him a lot. He was the person I talked to most of all the roommates. The one thing I remember about him is that he was actually really interested in mixed martial arts, something that he had wanted to get into later in life, do the UFC type thing.
Okay.
And I remember actually sparring with him a few times, just to get some practice up, and that was a lot of fun.
What do you mean by sparring?
Oh,
because I'm not aware.
Playing around.
Yeah, sort of doing mock combat.
Okay.
Like just throwing a few punches and blocks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just to help him keep in shape, and since I'm taking a Taekwondo class.
Oh, okay.
And that was a lot of fun. Also, Karan's just been a really interesting guy for me because I'm not exactly sure what his philosophy is, but I know he watches a lot of videos with like those yogis from India and like the chakras and all that stuff. And I think he's also kind of big into transcendental stuff.
Okay.
He talked about like how people have had spiritual experiences with LSD and stuff.
Okay.
I don't ever think he really did that. He talked about it, but
right.
I think he might have wanted to do that. Which, I don't know, if I had to guess, that this all could have come about as a really bad trip on his part.
Right.
Because he'd been talking extensively about DMT. I'm not entirely sure what that was. It's some hallucinogen that, and he'd been talking about that a whole lot over the last couple weeks. So.
Okay. To your knowledge, did either of the two men involved have any sort of mental disabilities or rage issues, anger issues?
Yes.
Okay.
The only one would be that Scott suffers from Asperger's syndrome. And I mean, he handled it really well, and he wasn't actually identified as being Asperger's until pretty late in life, because as far as the spectrum goes, he's very close to he's a lot closer to the normal end of that than most people are.
Okay. Did that ever come into any? Did that ever form any issues in the living situation?
Only in the sense that he needed to clean his room more often.
Okay.
I mean, that's possibly the only conflict we've ever had in our dorm. Was that he just didn't take out the trash for a while in his room and it started to smell.
Oh, okay.
But that was the only time we've noticed, other than the fact that he never comes out.
Right. Did you share a room with him, or?
No, we each have our own room.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you just share the common living space?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about the incident? I mean, were you frightened? Were you just kind of in shock?
I was kind of a little bit in shock, also in a bit of disbelief, because my dad had told me that there had been some incident involving a shooting, and that's all he really knew.
Right.
And I got a call from someone saying, "Hey, dude, it was your roommates," and I'm just sitting here like, "Oh, come on, you're just screwing with me."
Right.
And then I come down and it's like, it's a person I actually know. And then it turned out to be, oh, look, my room is behind the police tape. That's not a good sign. So, and it just kind of came out that it actually was two of my roommates. And I don't know, I haven't really had a chance to like feel like upset or anything. I didn't know which one was which until last night, so I'm probably going to feel a lot worse about this over the upcoming weekend.
How are your parents reacting to this? I mean, they've sent you off to college, and here's what happens in your own dorm room.
They've been nervous about sending me to college, especially just sending me off to the dorms. There was some resistance there, and at least right now, they're just really glad I'm safe. Because this gets as close to the "it could have been you" that as you really can get.
So you think that's gonna hit you later, that you could have been in the room? And
as more details get released, I'm probably gonna, once I know like exactly what happened when, I'm probably gonna get more of the, if I had not gone to class that day, if I'd come back, how would I react in that situation, and could I have ended up getting in the middle of all that, and yeah.
It's a lot of tough questions for somebody still trying to manage. How are you managing school and all of this? I mean, it's only been one day, but
I mean,
are you just gonna keep plugging away?
So far, yeah. I mean, the emotional impact hasn't really hit yet.
Mhm.
I'm still like, I haven't been in the room. I haven't seen the body. I haven't spoken to either my roommates and just beyond making sure that they're okay.
Mhm.
So, I mean, everything kind of still feels just normal. Like something happened. It just doesn't feel like it's happened to me yet.
Mhm. Do you have anything else about this situation that you think the campus should know, or how you're feeling right now,
Or about them too.
or about them?
It's just that this kind of thing, you're never gonna expect it. I mean, I've had people ask me, did they have problems? Were there conflicts between them? Did they know each other or have any grudges? And I mean, the short answer is no. They really didn't interact a whole lot. They got along pretty well. I mean, they got along probably a bit better than Dustin and Scott did. I know that Dustin just kind of poked fun at Scott a bunch for being such a geek
Mhm.
and somewhat of a shut-in, but I mean, they were pretty cool with each other. And Karan was one of the most laid-back, easygoing people I know, especially for being interested in mixed martial arts.
Mhm.
And he was a really good guy, and I really started to like him. And my first reaction was that this couldn't have been either of them, because I didn't even think that either of them were capable of being in that situation.
Did Scott work at all? I know Karan worked at the dining commons, correct?
Scott didn't have a job.
Okay.
He spent a lot of time in his room, occasionally doing like little mock swords fights with himself sometimes, but he was a really kind of easygoing person. He liked history.
Mhm.
He watched a lot of movies. I talked to him on occasion, and he was a nice guy, and I'll probably miss him.
Do you think this could have sort of become something from one of those sparring things? Do you think Scott would have participated in anything like
No.
that? Okay.
Because this was just, Karan was just getting, he had just not had any exercise in a while, and so we were just kind of playing with each other, and we talked about it beforehand, so it's not like we just started swinging on each other.
Right.
And Scott, I don't think he wouldn't even be able to participate in that, just because I don't think he wouldn't really feel up to that, I don't think.
Did you know that there was a knife in the house, or?
Yeah, I mean, we had a kitchen knife. Since the new dorms, we have a little kitchen area,
Mhm.
and we like prepared a fish on a little hot plate type thing. But so we had a kitchen knife. I don't know if that was used.
Right.
I know that Dustin was on the baseball team, so he had a bat in the living room that it was just there. Like, okay, I know I'd trip over it sometimes, but I mean,
Never thought it would be used for.
no. The only time I could see that is that I could see if someone tried to break in and Dustin going nuts at that, but
Yeah.
but Karan attacking Scott, God, I just did not see that coming. Still don't. I still kind of don't believe it happened.